morning friends, Linda here from Fantasy Homestead. My Fantasy Homestead. I think this is the time of the year when everyone's starting to do updates of what they have done in the year. Even though we haven't been in this house a year, I'm gonna do an update what we have been up to. Okay? Let's go around. First off, we were doing extremely well with all of the bits that we needed to do in the house. Unfortunately, we figured out that our storage unit was costing us too much money, and so we moved all of our stuff here, and we have spent the last month and a half moving the stuff from here into the cottage and sorting everything out. And as you can see, we have not finished yet. It's stored everything in the house, which is insane how much things you have. Ooh. This is our dining room. It did not have any kind of issues with mold or anything else. We have taken down the ceiling for asbestos purposes because it had asbestos in the ceiling, so we had the company come in and do the same in the living room and in the corridor in between these two rooms where all of the ceiling tested positive for asbestos. The one issue that we have is I washed the windows during the summer out here in the front. You can't see anything outside at the moment because it's blurring itself out. But there is an air brake that is way below the pathway level. Pavement, that's the word, pavement. So basically, over the time, the road outside has gone up and up and up and up and up. So the air brake is like half submerged. So when I was washing the windows, all of the water was coming in through here. It's not a big deal, right? Then, as we are going into the corridor, it's very tight. I'm so sorry. There we go. We do not have any wires there. We had the electrician come out and he actually put us a new electrician grid on a board with, I think it's the RCD. Is that the correct one? RCD is the one that trips all of the electricity if there is a bad stuff happening with electricity. So the house didn't have that before. I was not trusting the electricity because the wires have been eaten by rats in the kitchen that we took off. And it's great to have 4 sockets now, at least, and then we can have extension cords everywhere in the house as we do the work up. We do not have any wires up here. There were so many, but when the electrician was putting in the new board, he was getting really annoyed slash OCD slash you could see it on his face that he was like, can I please cut them off? And we were like, yeah, sure, it's fine, just cut them off. So now we have a massive pile of wires just on that. But at least the ceiling is nice and clear. I can understand wanting to work in a clean environment and tidy environment. Yeah, and if there are 27 billion wires going up above and you're trying to find out where is going what, yeah, I completely agree with him. If we walk into the living room, I think this is gonna be our living room. The mold is gone with the asbestos ceiling as well. Taking the ceiling off exposed that we have a couple of rotten joists just there in the corner. That corner. There's massive leak upstairs. I'll show you later, and let's see how it goes. This is where someone has crashed into the bay window, so all of the bay window has shifted by about 3 centimeters that way. And now it's collapsing actually on itself. It is leaking inside because the roof has shifted as well, so it has opened up cracks into the lead roofing and it leaks. So yeah, we have to empty the buckets every couple of weeks. But I am just thinking that, okay, I'm catching everything in the bucket at the moment, but what happened before, that it would just flow onto the floor and it would just pool and be wet. No wonder this room had such massive issues with mold. we are going to the kitchen now. This is the cellar, just down here. I have not done anything with it. It's lovely and cool down there. There's lots of bathrooms here that I haven't touched yet. Welcome to the kitchen. This was a yellow kitchen. We haven't finished doing the demolition here because this is life. You know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, but in this case, if life gives you no storage and no super many boxes, you try to find a place where they could go, and they are in a kitchen. I am so sorry. We will get there. I promise, we will get there. Talking about the kitchen, what we found out is that this massive window has a lintel here where the original window was, and a lintel there where the original window was, but in between there's a brick that is literally hanging into the air. They haven't put a lintel all across, spanning across, so that is just hanging. And there is an air brick as well there that was plastered over, because of course that's what you do, right? No issues, it's fine. So that window is sagging slowly, and it's creating cracks upstairs as well because it's trying to do the natural arch where all of it will eventually come down, but we hopefully can fix it before it does. This is a secret mirror window that was done as well by the previous owners, and because we uncovered the lintels at the front on the window, I didn't trust this one, and rightly so. When I uncovered it, the lintel ends there, but as you can see, the window is way longer than where the lintel is, so these two bricks and that little piece of mortar between the lintel is holding all of that wall up. We had a structural engineer come out as well, and he basically said that this column is not wide enough by regulations to actually hold up the wall, and that column there, because there's a door for the stairs, these are stairs, that's stairs, is not wide enough either. So all of this is just hanging up on the promise at the moment. So if we do anything about it, he basically said, whatever you do, do not take out that piece of wood because it literally is holding all the wall up at the moment. Yay! So we haven't touched that piece of wood, and we will not touch it. There are of course cracks here as well, and there, that's a massive crack. This is not a real wall. Well, it is a real wall, but it is not load-bearing wall, which is nice because the plaster goes underneath it, and that's how we figured out that it is not load-bearing. My arm is killing me because I keep holding you up and it's just painful. This is the sunroom, which is amazing. That bathroom is where I'm storing my daffodil bulbs at the moment that I have lifted all over the property. I need to put them back in. I have taken off the blinds from here. What I noticed was there was algae growing on them and black mold, so I was like, we need to take them off. And it turns out it is because one of these panels here is slipped, and because it's slipped you can see all of the marks on the wall and it is falling down. When it is raining, it drips inside really fast, so we rigged kind of like a contraption with our the wallpaper that's here that was already crinkling and rolling up, so we taped it in a way that now the wallpaper acts like a funnel that takes the water away from the wall, and then it drips into the box/bucket that we have underneath. At least then it doesn't go on the wall, right? Good thing. One good thing. The one good thing about the sunroom, it is very nice and bright in here. But it is very cold, and the windows have been smashed by people who broke in the house. Those two are smashed as well. I have just not opened the curtains. Yeah? Yeah. Let's go upstairs. There is so much to see upstairs as well. I know it's a very, very fast tour that I'm taking you on. I am so sorry. If you're getting whiplash, please tell me, okay? So, That's where the boiler used to be. We took it out because it's useless and it was not working. There is no gas in the property. There's a gas tank that will cost us about £3,000 to fill, and then potentially we would have had to change the boilers as well. It's not worth it. This is the little side room that had a massive leak there in the roof. Oh, you can still see the light there a little bit. I don't know why it's happening, but I thought that we fixed it more or less. There behind the door used to be a sink and cabinets. And on the opposite wall there was a built-in wardrobe that Mark took out, and he spent a whole day on it. I am so grateful for that. Taking the wardrobe away exposed that we have issues with the plaster, and it shows that basically the plaster has had issues for a long time because it's been fixed and fixed and fixed. It's like a patchwork on patchwork on patchwork. But now that there's black mold everywhere, it looks even worse. So all of it will need to come down. We're gonna go all the way back to the brick, then we're gonna put insulation inside and deal with that way. Yeah, just taking you for walkies. You coming along? The house is quite dark most of the time because, well, it doesn't have lights. This used to be a bathroom. Mark has taken it out. Well, he spent a lot of... I was spending most of the time sifting that flower bed, and Mark was actually doing stuff on the house, and I'm so appreciative of him. He worked so hard. There is a massive crack up there where you can see that this wall is kind of sinking down, and we do not know why. But it's a stud wall, it's not supposed to be load bearing. This is the massive bedroom. We haven't touched it yet. As you can see, the wardrobes are still here. But opposite side, where the little room was, I was just in there. This is the same leak from the opposite side. This used to be a bathroom too, and now it isn't. And Mark worked really hard for it, right? He's taken out 4 baths thus far. If we go here on the corridor, this is where the leak is that is rotting the joists downstairs. We got ourselves a builder, and he is super nice. He sent us an electrician, a roofer, and he's tried to arrange things, but all of the works will probably start in the spring, and we're gonna concentrate on the outside of the house first, okay? The roofs, gutters, flashing, repointing, things like that. This is why. We had the roofer come in and he looked at the roofs. The roof up here, the roof up there is at 45 degrees, 45-degree angle, like that. So it's good. So water goes up, goes down. This one, which is a little kind of like a blip out, is 11, like that, ish. So, which means the water pools down. So we will need to rebuild all of this roof, and we have decided to go with a gable, so it's gonna be like that. A little like... So the roof is gonna come down, and then there's gonna be just above here, and hopefully it will fix all of the drainage issues, and then we can replace the joists and do everything else. I am scared that this will collapse. I need to put some support up there. Like, that one thing is holding on a single nail on that piece of plank that's been nailed horizontally. So it literally is just waiting for one storm before it just goes poof. Past the amazing room. It echoes like crazy in here, I'm so sorry. There's more built-in cupboards, more in sinks. I will work on this in the new year. This room has not been touched much because you need to go past the rotten floorboards and bits there, which we don't like to do much. Oh, I can see my breath in here. It's insane. Okay. This little room is where more sinks. All of this will come out. I haven't touched it. I have not touched it. And then we are going upstairs on the 3rd floor, or 2nd floor if you're British. I just don't understand. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or they go ground floor 1st and 2nd. It's just really confusing for me. I have taken out the 2 bathrooms here and we are trying to unify into one. There's still stud wall. I said everything installed once we got all of our stuff here. But yeah, some of the bathrooms here, one of those 2 bathrooms was in the cupboard. But the bathroom was so tiny that you couldn't even open the cupboard doors when you were, it would hit the toilet. And it was insane how tight everything was there. I've thought about it. Even though this was massive room before they put 2 bathrooms here and a bedroom there, this was one big bedroom. We're probably gonna keep this as a bathroom, but we're gonna unite them, and it's gonna be one big one, which I think is gonna work a lot better. By the way, this wall is made out of scrap wood. It's not actually wall. It's literally that thick. It's pieces of, I think, cupboard that have been just cut and scrap wood bits. The way I know that this room was one big room is that the wallpaper, this little mushroom wallpaper, is actually featuring in both bathrooms behind the cabinets where they were. I was trying to be festive. I haven't fluffed up the tree, I am so sorry, but it is there so that I could put the Christmas lights on it and people can see it from the outside, so they think that someone actually lives here and is participating in the Christmas spirit, which I am. This bedroom, haven't done anything with it. And this bedroom, I haven't done anything either. It's a storage for all the toilets that are coming out. I have taken out all of the insulation from all of the roof spaces, which uncovered that we have had issues with rats and birds and everything else. But if we are taking the ceilings down here, you don't want the insulation to fall onto you as well. So we have disposed of all of that, and that is all done, thankfully. I haven't done it in a cottage because we live in a cottage and it would be detrimental to our heating abilities if I took the insulation out of the roof space. That is one thing I haven't done. It feels like the black mold has kind of stopped in its grasp of the house as we are moving through the house, and the air circulation has improved and people are opening and closing the doors, and we are capturing a lot of water nowadays as well, and emptying it outside so it doesn't evaporate inside of the house where it can't get away. The one thing I have noticed is that the panes of glass are slipping. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. There's so much condensation everywhere here at the moment. It's been wet, and it's not good for the house. Mark suggested that we could put the dehumidifier in the house, but because of the window condition and all of the leaks and all of the gaps everywhere, I thought that basically it means that we would be trying to dehumidify outside, which is counterproductive. It is cold in here, I am so sorry. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about, the big achievement that I did this year, was I took out all of the carpets which were moldy here, because all of that moisture is being sucked into the carpet and then it keeps it, and it's just wet and moldy and it was bad. I had to put on a mask. And that basically concludes our tour. Now I need to go around and take a lot of B-shot video about all of the things I have chatted with you about, and I have probably forgotten hundreds and hundreds of other little things that we have done in the house, but there it is. This is the update, and I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next year. Bye friends!